Hello, and welcome to the Don't You Know I'm Loco podcast. We're three cousins looking to break generational curses by sharing our mental health and healing journeys. Join me, Candy, Lisa, and
Rene.
as we talk about
The things we're not supposed to talk about.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
What's up?
Welcome back to our channel.
Hello.
It's
Hi.
hell on earth over here in
Yeah.
Vegas.
Yeah.
It's so hot right now.
Yeah.
God, it's died and just starts sweating right away.
And it's just the beginning.
Yeah,
it's
Just
so
the
hot.
beginning.
I
Triple
hate
digits.
when you get in your car and like the back of your legs.
Oh,
You have
no.
leather seats?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
God.
why.
That's why I don't have leather
Oh,
seats. I'm like,
yeah.
what are you talking about?
I'm like, that don't happen over here.
Yeah, that's the worst. Don't. Yeah.
Don't get
that
leather
was
seats.
Dumb.
Me and
yeah.
Lisa were just talking before we started about getting a it's called a toggle. I guess it's a specific product that it's like a funnel, a tube that goes from the passenger air to the back seat for like it's usually for kids and babies, but we want it for our dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because it's hot.
Yeah.
I know. My sister used to put like ice packs in the back of my niece's like her car seat to keep her cool. And I was like, do they make those for dogs?
Seriously.
Oh,
Like,
that's
do they have anything for dogs?
funny.
Because I will totally.
Yeah.
You know what? I was just thinking. You know those cooling mats that they have that you can put in ice, like you put in the freezer. That would be good for the back seat.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You just gotta take the ice from home and just
Yeah. But it's worth it. It's so worth it.
It's so
oh my
hot.
gosh.
If not, my children are gonna be riding shotgun. Okay. So today we're gonna be talking about
Excuse me.
accountability. Accountability is the only real beginning to change. Daniel Abbott. Is he the principal of Abbott Elementary School? All right. So before we get into that, let's get into our challenges. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Ooh.
So it was my
Go.
second week of work this week.
Ooh, nice.
And it's just getting used to it, right? Like
yeah.
I'm already like getting up like at 5:30, 6 o'clock
Yeah.
automatically. So that's
Oh.
good. I go walk the boys before I do anything and
Mhm.
then start the day.
Mm.
And I'm loving it so far. I love the people I'm working with. It's exciting. It's like a new chapter of my life.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, that's
So
so cool.
I do want to be like eventually like a counselor, case manager, and I figured this is like almost being in like the front lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna be doing. So
How
It's cool. I'm
exciting.
excited, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
just not a fan of the heat out there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So-
You're gonna have to have like those little like fans, like
Oh,
just
yeah,
like
yeah, the little portable ACs.
Yeah.
Seriously. Nasty.
Mhm.
Ooh, and it's just getting started. Woo!
Mhm.
All the way through
Mhm.
October.
Ugh.
I know.
Ugh. Yeah.
Ooh. So your challenge is getting used to your new routine.
Yes.
Mm. Okay.
I think I'm already there. Like at least waking up wise, that's the hardest part. I think.
Yeah.
Right? But
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
I had a puppy that wakes me up at 5:30 in the dot most of the time. So
Mine too.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I'm like, oh my God, I don't have a baby, but here you are doing the same thing.
Getting no sleep.
Uh-huh. That's so funny.
Yeah.
all right, next.
Um,
I'll go next.
Lisa has notes.
no, I was just trying to remember something. No, of course not.
So me, this weekend I went down and spent some time with my my best friend and my sister and my niece and nephews. I haven't seen them. So it was nice. But I had therapy before on the Friday before I left. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna go. I've been feeling like kind of like sad. And so I'm gonna go because I know that'll help lift my spirits. And then I was telling my therapist and she goes, why did you automatically have to fix it? Like you felt away and you already were like, oh, this is how I'm gonna fix it. Instead of sitting in
What's your feelings?
why are you feeling that way? Yeah. Why are you feeling? Let's hold up. Let's look at it. Like why? She goes, do you do that often? And I'm like, yeah. I'll eat my feelings. I shop my feelings. I don't feel my feelings, right? And so she's like, yeah, that's one of your parts is a fixer. Like your fixer is like so the way she explained it is she has all these little like monitos, like the little action figures. And she had all the ones from Inside Out. So
love that movie.
She grabbed sadness and she goes, so this is your sadness. And she put her like in the back, right? She put sadness and then she grabbed anger. I love anger. He's so funny. Anger. And then she grabbed sadness and sadness is like laying down with her hand like up against her head, like holding her head up. And she goes, so these are all your parts. And she put sadness and anger in front of the other sadness in the back. She's like, so all these parts are protecting your sadness because it seems like it's taking you longer and more work to get to figure out why you're sad. Because you automatically off the bat, we're like, oh, I'm going to go do this because it's going to make me feel better. But why do you feel that way? And so I'm like, shh. So then yesterday I had therapy again. Yesterday was really like emotional. But she was like, she takes notes, right? And then she's like, so you automatically said this, but then you said this over here.
Oh, no.
So which is it? And then I'm like, I don't know. Like, right? So I'm like I'm feeling my feels and I'm like, okay. And so, but I love this therapy. Like I was even talking to my niece about it because I talked to her a lot about my mental health and stuff and like, just to show her like it's okay,
like normalize it.
Yeah, because I was like, so I'm doing this therapy and it's totally different because I'm having to deal with feelings that I didn't have, like that I haven't dealt with. And then she was like, oh, cool. So I just wanted to put that out there that there's different types, right? And it's not always going to be the same. And so I was like, okay. But so yesterday I was talking about a memory that I had from when I was like I was in kindergarten, I think. And I remember it because it was like trauma, right? And I was like, why do you remember trauma like from that early, right? Because you figure kindergarten, you're like 5 or 6. And so it was like, well, I have this feeling of like it was twin day and nobody wanted to be my twin. And there was this other little boy who nobody wanted to be his twin. So we ended up being twins. And I was like, but it didn't feel nice, right? And I was like bawling my eyes out.
Kids are mean.
I know. And so, and it was at a new school. Like it was like just everything. And then
my God,
she was like, okay. And then she's like, well, how do you feel about it now? And I'm like, well, at work, we had twin day and then I got my twin there. And it was like, so that kind of made it for that.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay, but you haven't dealt with the feelings of feeling left out because like I mentioned before, I feel left out with my siblings. And then she's like, are you in the middle? And I was like, I am in the middle. And she goes, me too. Like, I'm like this as my therapist. I'm like, you're like me. So I'm like, okay. She goes, but you got to deal with your feelings. You can't just fix, you can't just quick fix stuff. You
like
have
a
to sit
coping
in.
mechanism. You always reach for one, but a fast one.
Yeah, instead of sitting with it, like, why are you feeling like this? What is going on and stuff? So I was like, okay. So yeah, it's just really like emotional, and it's like I keep saying like a lot. I can feel a difference in what how I thought I was healing and how I thought like I was doing okay, but I wasn't in my feelings. Like I wasn't deeply being like, oh, because that's where I was trying to get to is I said, I don't know why I remember that. And she goes, because it imprinted on your brain. And she's like, the way you think about it is, when you go to the beach and you put your hand in the sand, the closer you get to the water, it'll wash it away. But the further that it is in your brain, it's going to take longer to get there. Like the water is going to get closer and closer to wash it away. She was like, so doing the work is going to get you to wash it away. It's just right now it's in the back of your brain. Like you hid it. Right. So she's like
old brain.
So she goes, so right now with you going through and doing the work to bring up these parts and bring up these memories is how we're bringing the water up to wash it away. Because then we use water, fire, wind, right? To get rid of feelings and stuff that we have. So I was like, oh, okay. So she was like, yeah. So trauma usually imprints on your brain. And then our body figures out a way to like hide it from us to protect us. So I was like, oh,
that's exactly
it's
right.
so like, mind blowing. Like, dang, I never realized how my body, like, how much my body and my brain, like, almost work against each other.
They do. Absolutely.
Because you would think, oh, they work together. Like, one's protecting the other one. The other one's like, no, we're not doing this. Like, we're fighting, basically. Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Mhm.
And with this therapy, like stuff just comes out.
Mhm.
It's so crazy how it just comes out. You're like,
Mhm.
how am I just remembering this? This is so weird.
Mhm.
And it'll just come out like when I was 12 or when I was like, and it's not, it might not even be a traumatic thing. It could just be something that made me feel something.
It imprinted.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy.
Mhm.
Because out of nowhere, it'll come out.
Mhm.
And you're like, why was I even thinking of that?
Mhm.
Like the 7-Eleven at my, like things like that. That I'm
Yeah.
like in California. That I'm like,
Yeah.
what the hell? Why am I thinking like that? But it just comes up.
Yeah, like it's not a memory. It's not a frequent memory. It's just something that pops up when you're in this mode of like, okay, we're opening all the gates. We're putting all of our guard down, kind of thing.
You're in survivor mode.
Amazing. That's amazing.
Exactly.
Not the best mode to be in.
No,
but it does save you. Like I was
Yeah.
was reading something where it says that being in survivor mode is just it's keeping you safe. But the problem is,
but it's
when you don't need it and you use it, right?
Like you can never relax.
Yes.
You can never like.
Exactly.
What about you, Lisa?
Oh. So my challenge has been, I've actually been working on my challenge. It's making the conscious effort of touching the way I want to touch. And like, if that's like a hug, what kind of hugs do I like? Which ones make me feel uncomfortable? And instead of having, like, for instance, for Max, he loves like having skin on skin, right? He loves like holding my hand or legs touching something. He just likes touching, right? And then lately, because of everything coming out, I don't want to be touched, right? I'm just like, don't do it, right? But I asked my therapist, I'm like, how can you help me? Because I'm not, I know it's not because I'm trying to be mean or anything like that. And I'm not trying to like, not go against him, but like try to
set your boundaries, maybe?
No, more like cause, like push him away. That's what I mean. Trying to push him. I'm not, and I don't want him to think that, but it's just, I'm not comfortable with you touching me right now. Like, and it's just like nothing, it's just like a hug or whatever, right? I mean, hugs are okay. But my therapist said that the more you do it, the more you like, you provide your, like, you do the effort. It'll come naturally because your brain, you're teaching your brain how to relive again. You're teaching your brain what kind of love you love. You like, what kind of like, what you like, what you don't like. He's like, and that's exactly. He's like, and that's what kind of affection do you like? How do you want it? And I was like, dang, that's so true, because I'm like, I don't want to just be like cold and be like, no, that's right, but I have to show him like what I like and what feels good and what doesn't and what makes me feel uncomfortable or whatever, So it's just a lot of those kind of moments that come up that I'm like, okay, how am I going to relearn this properly, and not re-traumatize your brain, because it's so easy.
Yeah. That's interesting because it's like a lot of times I feel like we've been forced to, out of not being a grosera or not being like not rude. What's the English word for grosera? Like ill-mannered. Right?
We have
by not hugging or whatever, right? And so I think a part of that is that, right? That we feel like we're doing something wrong by setting a, like, between personal space boundary where it's like, it's okay to be like, oh, hi, reach for a hand instead of a hug. Or sometimes you don't even have to say hi, like, like just acknowledge people or whatever. But I think in relationships it is, right? Because people have different affection. Like in our relationship, I'm a very affectionate, like I am like Max, I want to be touching, right? That's my love language, is physical touch. And so Fernando's not like that. Like, I'll hug him and he'll be like, okay, that's enough. Like, right? And I had to get used to it, right? Because it doesn't mean he doesn't love me any less. He just,
It's hot.
that's not how he grew up, right?
Mhm.
Like, my sisters are the same way. Like, they're like, the you know, like a hug.
Yeah.
Like, we have this joke where we're like, oh my gosh, she let me hug me because it's my birthday. Like, right? But I'm just, I want to hug everybody. Not everybody, but I just like the people that I love, I want to love on them, like with hugs and stuff like that, right? And that's not for everybody. So it's like you have to learn like a medium between what you like and what they like.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like I just realized that I don't like physical touch.
No.
And I was always, like you're saying, I was always forced to say hi
Like,
to
go say hi. Go say hi.
individually everybody.
Hey, go say
and I
hi.
hated
Yeah.
like just, like I always felt uncomfortable like doing the hug and the kiss. Like when my mom made me do it.
Yeah.
What's wrong with the wave? I guess they didn't know what was happening to me or
Yeah.
any of us.
No.
Right? That was uncomfortable to us maybe.
Yeah.
And it was to me. And like, why did I
Yeah.
And
hug
just
these
not
people?
force your children to say hi to people. You know, I mean,
Like with little
not to
kids, I
say
don't
hi,
do that.
like
if
acknowledge
they-
them, but that's it. You don't
Yeah.
have to do any kind of
Yeah.
touching. Physical.
Like
It
with
doesn't
little
have
kids,
to be
I'm
like
like,
that.
if they don't, like, I let
Just-
them come up to me and never like, hey.
Yeah.
'Cause I think that's not creepy, but it's just not my style.
Yeah. You choose to give children their own autonomy
Yes.
because we were not allowed our own autonomy, right? I agree, because that's something I've always like said to Fernando, like, you know, we have to be aware of everybody's personal boundaries, especially the children, because as children we were not allowed that. And he was like, oh, okay. So he'll be like, oh, you know, he'll say hi and stuff like that. But yeah. I think that's important to be like, no, you don't have to hug and you don't have to kiss everybody. You don't have to, you know, physically touch everybody. Whatever you're comfortable with is what you're comfortable with, right? Like with Rene. Rene has mentioned that he doesn't like hugs and he'll get like a sideway hug. And now it's just like, okay, like whatever, right? And that's okay. Like it's not, you're not.
Or this hug, the teepee.
What?
You're
like, hi.
The church hug.
I love that. Like,
yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I think I like, you don't ever realize that, right? Like, because one person, if you don't show affection, like I'm speaking from my own personal thing, like in the beginning, I'd be like, why don't you want to hug on me? Like, you know, in the past, I never had that issue in the past, but because I love him, I'm like, don't make it about yourself. Like, don't make it about your feelings. Like, if this is not his way to love, then figure out a medium between how you want to be loved and how, you know, he wants to be loved. And so now I have Chula, who loves to be all up in my face and hugged and loved. So I'm good now.
Yeah.
I got all the affection now. But yeah, that's an important thing to think of, right? Like, how do you navigate that?
That's a good way to put it. Navigate.
Yeah. Okay. So now we're gonna get into accountability. Owning the journey, accountability and mental health. Key aspects of accountability and mental health. Number 1, recognize your patterns, owning your choices, following through, being honest with yourself, allowing others to hold space for you, and not carry your burden. Okay. So let's see. What does accountability mean to you guys?
Honestly, all of that. Like owning your choices, I think, is one of the biggest ones. Owning your failures, owning your mistakes, not being like, oh, I didn't do that. Just owning up to it.
Just owning up to it.
Because we're all
huge,
fucking humans and we all fuck up. But the thing is, I think we were taught if you mess up, it was a big mistake. I believe the older generation really made our mistakes monumental. I'm like, it's not monumental, it's just a mistake.
Like something so
tiny,
small, they made it a huge deal.
Like
and
dropping something, dropping a glass, breaking a glass. I'm a little kid.
Like, I'm not like I slammed it, you know, like it fell. I know exactly what you mean.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So let me ask you guys this. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. How was it at our grandparents' house?
Oh my gosh.
Did you feel more at ease at home when you made a mistake, or more at ease at our grandparents' house?
think at home.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where do you think that behavior came from?
Oh yeah, no.
So
yeah.
as I'm saying, like I can
Yeah.
imagine how it was growing up with them,
Yeah.
right? Because I recently heard something and I was like, what?
But to me, it still happens now.
Yeah.
Yeah, like little things get blown up. Like what? Nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's
like, how
true.
did they not grow out of that?
Because they have only been in survival mode. So they haven't had the time to just be at ease, right?
Damn.
Like they have to be the parent, and then like there's still the older, their older siblings that still like hold the standards that they were raised in, right? Like, what? You can't do that, kind of thing. So I think about that. Like, I'm like, dang,
that actually just happened with my mom and I, like,
really
last night, maybe, or 2 nights ago, maybe.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember, but we're talking about something, and then she mentioned, like, she was trying to tell me the backstory. So I got the backstory, but she kept telling me, like, it was almost like gossip that she was telling me, but it wasn't gossip. She was just trying to tell me, she was just trying to describe more of the situation, right? But I was just like, I don't need to hear all that, Mom. Like, I got it.
Oh my
God. I got it, right?
Yeah.
And she was just like, but she kept going and going. And I was just like, Mom, like, I got it. Like, I know what you mean. And she's like, okay. And then blah, blah, blah. And then she goes back to it. And it's like, oh my gosh. I'm like, Mom, like, let it go. Let it go, Mom. Like, I promise you, nobody is thinking what you're thinking. Nobody is thinking like we're thinking. And she goes, oh, yeah. Like, it was so cute. Like, I saw it, like, process. I'm like, oh, yeah. And then she was able to, like, continue the story. But it was just more like, oh, Jesus. Like, we've been through this. Like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. Know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get it. I get it how, like,
yeah,
they're on survival, so it's like they have to explain everything.
Yes.
They have to feel like
Every
everything is like they have to like have an explanation for everything that is going on, that failed or that anything, right? So it's just like,
instead of just
it just like let it go. It happened. Yeah. That's crazy.
It's a good viewpoint. Interesting viewpoint. But yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I think for me, the main one is recognizing your patterns, because that's always been something I've struggled with, especially when it comes to accountability. Like, even in my own home, where it's like, oh, I will do the dishes when I get home, and then I sit on the couch, and then I don't want to do the dishes, and then when it's like, oh, shit, the dishes are still there, and it's like, oh, well, I'll just do them tomorrow. Like, no, you said it, do it, right? Like, and I need to be able to do that on my own without somebody else being like, hey, you said you're gonna do that, because a lot of these things flow over into work too, right? Because that's the main thing that Fernando says. If you do this at home, you're definitely doing this at work, right? And it's like, shit, you're right. So, because I did one time, I had a tendency to be like, when I was being held accountable, to be like, well, you this, right? Like, I did this, but you do this, right? So I did that one time, and I did it with like a higher up in the work line, right? And I was like, well, you this, and then like she like gave me a look, and then my boss was like, you don't do that. Don't talk to her like that. Like, don't get defensive. And then at that point, I was like, oh shit, like, he's right. I do that. Like, I did that at home, and I do it here. Like, that's not good, girl. You gonna lose your job. So yeah, and it, specifically that it says, acknowledging when thoughts, behaviors, or habits are unhelpful or self-sabotaging, even if they stem from trauma or past experiences.
Yes. That's a big...
Recognizing your patterns.
Patterns, yeah.
Which I think mindfulness is something that I struggled with, and I'm like really intentionally trying to be more mindful about things, and like my facial features, especially because I have RBF, resting bitch face, all the time. Like, even yesterday, I was on my phone, like, concentrating, and I have a roommate, guys, by the way. My roommate Scott was like, "Why are you so upset? Like, why you look so angry?" And I'm like, I'm just focusing. Like, I'm sorry. Anglers have RBF. Yeah. We're just born with it. We came out with RBF.
It was like with a scowl.
Yeah. Like, why you look so mad?
Yeah. Like, or when they say like, smile. And it's just like, I'm not, why? Don't. You don't know what's going on in my head, you know, like I got shit to do, homie.
We're like, no, mind your business.
Yeah, mind your business.
Just mind your business. That's all. So for owning your choices, it says choosing to seek help, set boundaries, practice self-care, or change destructive habits, even when it's hard. That's a good one too. Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, that's me big time.
I'm number one. Following through, staying committed to therapy, medication, journaling, or other coping tools. It's about showing up for yourself consistently. Yeah. Oh, that's important. Yeah. Therapy, I'm good with. Medication. Journaling, I always feel so much better when I journal, but I just don't do it as much as I should. Like, I know it helps me.
I need to figure out what to do right now because of the work. Like, I'm still not used to it. I got to figure out the coping tools again. Because I do have them, right? Like, I have the dogs, walking the dogs. I just need to figure out, like, a new routine for that for sure. Like, working out and journaling, like you said. Because I used to journal every morning. Well, try to at least, right? But I would do it. Now I haven't done it, like, in 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah.
So, even like if it's a daily little thing, like just reminders for yourself. So I need to definitely get back on that.
Or you have that notebook I gave you last year.
Yeah. I'm still working on that one.
or notebooks. Like when she recommended like that she has like a little notebook in her purse. And I was like, oh, that's a great idea. And then I picked one up and I'm like, oh my gosh. And you know what? It's funny because like I have everything in here. Like I'm like, you know what? This is my brain. Like I don't have time to have like 2 or 3 different notebooks because that's normally how I have it at work. I have one for training. I have one for like to-dos. I have one for whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, I need one just for like everything, right? So I have one for like my crazy notes, my to-dos, my Jesus stuff, my therapies and thoughts, and my podcast cosas.
I'm gonna start doing
just like,
that.
I love this, and then just like little things, and then like when I go back, I'm like, what was I remembering? I wrote it down.
Yeah,
wrote it
good
down.
Stuff.
I know. Look, I'm gonna grab mine real quick.
Do you remember the green notebooks from the military, from the army?
Yes,
you get one of those?
Oh yeah, I think I have. I have some. Yeah,
give me one.
I still have a couple.
I have this one. Look,
yeah,
I have this one, and then I finally put my stickers on here because I have a tendency to save stuff for a good thing, and I'm like,
where's that? Don't you know I'm Loco sticker?
Oh, that's true. I need to look right here. The old school one, the one right here. I have this one that says, "Make your therapist proud." It has this one has a luchador, a lele doll, a concha heart, and then this is Namor Namor from Wakanda. He's the leader of the Mayans. And then Jasmine as a mariachi right here. This artist did all the princesses. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how cute.
I was like, because then it just makes me happy to see all the stickers. But I do the same thing. I write. I like journal. I started as calendar stickers. Yeah, it has calendar stickers. I just write notes. All kinds of things.
That is so wonderful. Like, I love that. That's like that's the best.
I'm more of a I need to write shit down person than like electronic. Like I know people will use their notes, but I'm like, no, I need to physically write it.
Same here.
Because I don't know. It just when you put pen to paper, it feels different.
Yeah. Like you're focused more into it. And you're like, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Like in college, I need to take physical notes and everybody's like with their laptop. And I'm like, no, my brain doesn't work like that. I need to physically write it out for my brain to process it. Yeah.
So think about your hand moving a certain way, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But same here, notes.
Yeah. Let's see. Being honest with yourself. So it says accepting when you're avoiding growth, resisting change, or blaming others unfairly. Self-awareness is a big part of accountability.
Absolutely.
Ding, 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 ding,
Yeah.
ding.
I think I was always a lot of poor me when it came to relationships. But there was a lot of stuff I did too, right? It wasn't just them.
Yeah.
It was me doing shit and allowing shit to happen and set my boundaries and it just spirals out of control because
that's what happens.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah, like you were saying, even with the affection, right?
Yeah.
You kind of put it seems like you put other people's feelings ahead of yours and like kind of like dealt with being uncomfortable because you didn't want somebody else to feel. But now I think you have the tools to be like, right off the bat, like, hey, this is what I'm comfortable with, and I'm letting you know that this is, it has nothing to do with you. It's my comfortability right off the bat, which is cool.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not up for a cuddle buddy, okay?
It's too hot.
None of that here.
You know what? I feel like a part of my life, my adulthood, started when I became self-aware. Like when that, like, because it's just like a little thing that flips, right? And like once you realize stuff and you see stuff, you're like, oh shit, and
the life changing.
Yeah, because sure. I think once we started working on ourselves and like our trauma, and it could have gone two ways, right? You're either fuck everybody in the world because this happened to me, or poor me, this happened to me. And then once you start dealing with that and being like, this happened to you, and then this is how you're going to live your life now, because you have a choice how you want to live your life.
Yeah.
Right? Because as kids, we don't know how to deal with it. And how we dealt with this is how we walked in life the rest of our life until we started healing.
Right.
And so now it's like, cool. I get to be how I want to be. I get to set my own rules. Like, that's cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not too late.
Allowing others to hold space for you, not carry your burden. While support is vital, accountability means not relying solely on others to fix things for you. I think there's a lot of people that are like that. Like they come to you because they know you'll fix it. And you're doing a disservice to them by doing that, because they're just going to depend on you to do it for the rest of their lives or your life. Oops, wrong way. Let's see. Owning the journey. Important distinction. Accountability does not equal shame or guilt. It's not about being at fault for your mental health challenges. It's about acknowledging what's in your control and taking steps to improve it, even when it's difficult. Fuck shame. I feel like that's literally what we just said. Huh? We didn't even know.
Yeah. Yep.
Oops, too far.
I think more.
One more? Okay.
I think like two more. Yeah. Right there.
Okay.
Yeah, the questions.
Ooh, okay.
Feel free to skip any of it.
Oh, you're good.
Okay.
Okay. What does accountability really mean? Goal. Establish baseline definitions and personal context. When you hear the word accountability in the context of mental health, what comes to mind?
I kind of get anxious when I hear accountability.
Do you?
Yeah. Like, oh my God, what did I forget? Or what am I doing? Or what, like, I have to go through like, to make sure, like, I think because we're so programmed to like do everything correctly.
Yeah.
So if we, I don't know. When I hear accountability, I'm like, or I'm going to be late. Like, I'm going to be late. Fuck it.
I feel it's more of a, I made a mistake and it's okay. When you say accountability, like just admit it, and it's okay. You're human. That's all I think about now. Like I don't. I used to be like Lisa, where I'm like, oh fuck, but now I'm just like, you know what? Mistakes are made. It happens. Just be honest about it, and when you're more honest about it, people will be like, oh okay,
yeah,
cool,
yeah. I've had to
learn murder somebody there, right?
I've had to learn that. Like, because for a while I would be scared or I wouldn't own up to my mistakes because I was like, I didn't want, like, because of shame.
Yeah.
Like, because I didn't want to feel dumb or I didn't want to feel like less than. So I would white lie it or like gaslight and stuff like that. And when, like you said, once I started to be self-aware, I've definitely become more intentional about not, about being more accountable with myself rather than projecting somebody holding me accountable.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How has your understanding of accountability evolved over time? I feel like we
we just answered that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then, can you share a turning point in your own journey where accountability played a role?
Yes.
Okay.
Just realizing, like, I think after my engagement was over, like I went through it a little bit. And I'm like, wait, what am I doing? Like this is on me too, right? It's not on her.
Yeah.
Why am I sad? Like, no, like, you know what? You had a role in it. It happened. Let's get our shit together.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's when everything started. The healing started. The where I'm at right now mentally. It just started from that point where, like, accountability. I took the accountability for what my role
so
and
true.
everything was.
Yeah, that's so true. Same thing for me. Yeah.
Let's see. Clarify emotional boundaries and dispel common myths. What's the difference between taking responsibility and blaming yourself?
I think the shame thing, like when you're blaming yourself, it's like a shame thing, and and you're not really taking.
Yeah,
like, you're still kind of feeling sorry for yourself. Yeah, like that. Yeah,
I'm just dumb. But it's like, no, homie, you knew better.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah. Why do you think people avoid accountability, and is it always conscious?
No, it's not always conscious. Like, I think, like how you were saying, like, well, you did this. I don't think that was something you thought of. I think that was just a reaction.
A reaction,
yeah, reactive. That's something that, like, reactivity is something that it's like a constant battle. Where I try to be like, hold on, before you react, take a second and be like, what is this about? Why are you why are you feeling this way, right? Why are you trying to fix it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think some people do avoid accountability.
Oh yeah,
because the people around them have enabled them to get away with it. Where it's like, why would I hold myself accountable if everybody else is just gonna fix my problems for me, right? Because there are people in life like that.
Yep.
So yeah, sometimes it is conscious, right? Because I know it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Can accountability ever become toxic? What does that look like?
I think so. If you just if you're just constantly saying, "Oh, my fault, I'm sorry," and you're not actually meaning it, you're just taking the accountability for it.
I mean, if I can just share real quick, like that's 100% on my second divorce. That like when everything happened to me, right? And it took a really long time for me to like accept, and it took therapy and it took work and it took all this for me to be like, no, homie, like you were just as bad, if not even worse, because you should have known better. You should have known, like, shoulda, right? Or
yeah.
shoulda
yourself.
But it's serious. Like, it was like until I was like, no, you're fucking toxic too, like don't. You can't. You have to accept it. And it's like, okay, yeah, I was. And then it's like, and then you start thinking of all the shit that you've done. And you're just like, I'm a fucking monster, right?
I'm a motherfucking monster.
No,
that's a song too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think definitely. One thing that I like, do you guys ever, like, you're in the store, you're like, oh, sorry. You're like,
all
sorry. Always. My older sister would be like, why are you saying sorry? Don't be sorry. Stop that. She's very good about that.
I heard something so fucking good in at work. We had a work meeting, right? We were doing a slide on, what was it? Triggers and language you're not supposed to use. And this coworker of mine said, he's like, I'm a good person, but I'm not a nice person. And I was like, oh shit. Cause I said something about being nice. Like, like there's a fond response too, like when it comes to trauma, and that's people pleasing and, saying yes to everything. And I said, then that we're nice. And he's like, he goes, I'm a good, like, he wasn't like being a jerk, but he's like, no. I'm a good person. I'm a good person, not a nice person. I was like, oh my God, that's how I have to act in this job. I have to be a good person to people I'm going to work
fair
with.
and
But I can't be nice to them because they all will walk all over me. And that's how life is, right? Like if you're nice, if you're too nice, I mean, you should be kind, right?
Yes.
Be a good person, like
not
you
all
said.
the
But but being nice is different. I think being nice is like you're overextending yourself. You're not being truthful to yourself. No. I just wanted to share that.
Not everybody's nice. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Not everybody deserves to be nice to.
Yeah.
So let's see. Accountability in relationships. What does it look like to be accountable to others while still prioritizing your own mental health?
Setting boundaries.
Yeah, I think so. I think also discussing like if something makes you feel a type of way, being like, hey, like having honest conversations. Hey, this made me feel this way. Could you not do it that way? Or could you, instead of this, do that?
Yeah.
So for instance, in my own life, I will get instructions, but then like I don't fully understand. And instead of being like, hey, is this what you mean? I will just do what I think. And then it doesn't work out the way it's supposed to. So now I'm realizing, okay, I need to be like, this is what I understood. Is that what you mean? Like, and even at work, right? I'm like, hey, is this what you mean? Like, this is what I understood. Is that what you mean? Yes or no? No? Yeah. Okay, please explain it to me.
Yeah.
And I've struggled with that my whole life where like in my head, I have an idea and instead of asking, I was too scared to be shamed, right? About myself because nobody else is shaming me. But I'm like, oh, you're dumb. Why don't you know that, right? Like, and I do that to myself and I'm like, just ask. Like even the other day at work, it was like an acronym for something. And I was like, hey, what does that mean? And then they explained to me and I was like, okay, I knew what the last two letters were, but the first two I didn't know. Okay, thank you. And old me would have never done that, right? Like I would have Googled it before I would have asked. But I was like, who fucking cares? Like, and I ask.
And I promise you, there was like 3 or 4 people that were like, "Thank God she asked." Thank you for asking.
It was only me on the email, but yeah, I'm learning like to be like, just ask. Like you're gonna look more like incompetent if you show up and do the wrong thing than if you were to ask, because it's like, oh, okay, like who cares if they're like, oh, she didn't know that. No, she didn't know that, but she was brave enough to ask, you know, to be like, hey, I don't know what that means. Could you explain it to me? And it wasn't until right now that I was like, oh, I did do that. I did ask. And I was like, okay, can you clarify for me? Because I don't know what that is.
Right.
So I think being less scared to have conversations, especially like in relationships, right? Because that's the place you should have it the most.
So true. Because I don't think I'd have ever asked you guys to babysit my dogs. Right? Well, the worst they can say is no, they can't.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That.
Yes.
I was like, what am I scared about? Let me just ask them.
Yeah, when you realize that no is also an answer and that's okay.
Yeah.
That's another life-changing thing too. Because you're just like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You know?
Yeah, I've definitely learned that too. Like, it's okay to ask, and the worst thing is they're gonna say is no.
Yeah,
and that's okay. Figure it out.
My cousin Beto, hey Beto, if you ever watch this, he used to tell me the worst thing a woman could do when you ask her on a date is say yes. He's like, now you gotta take them out, you gotta pay for their dinner.
Oh my god!
what was the Godfather's?
The Godfather.
Yeah.
That was his
crazy.
Nickname.
No, but I learned in this book. It's called Imperfection. It was one of the ones that I'm re-listening to from Brene Brown, but it was Imperfecting Parents or something like that. But she talks about how it's important to show your children that it's okay to fail, or when they're wrong, when you're wrong, to let them know that, hey, I was wrong, you know, like, hey, accept responsibilities, right?
That would never happen.
No, but it works.
I'm sure it does.
It works because with my daughter, like, in sometimes, like, it's new. It's very new. Yeah. But like, if I'll, you know, she'll prove me wrong or whatever, and I'm like, oh, you're right. Like, oh my gosh,
that's amazing.
I'm wrong, right? And she was just like, wait, that's it. Like, I'm not in trouble. Like, no. She's like, oh my God, like my bad. And like, I was wrong, you know? And it's so simple. It's so like,
that will never happen to the,
you know, it's just by
with our parents
saying like, shit, my bad. Like, yeah, you're right.
I think that also makes her realize that it's okay to make mistakes, because especially for you to be like, I made a mistake. It's like, oh, my mom makes mistakes and it's okay. So for me to make mistakes, it's okay too, because even my mom does.
Yeah.
It definitely humanizes you more.
Yes.
And it conditions her to be like, oh, it's okay, you know, because if she went through life being like, oh, my mom never makes mistakes, my mom's perfect, I need to be perfect too, that's just, it's going to condition her to be that way. So good on you to do that.
Thanks. It was, like I said, I heard it. I reheard it from the book. See, so all these things are going to come up now.
Yeah, good.
My parents have never made a mistake in their eyes.
How can we support friends and loved ones without enabling or over functioning?
When it comes to accountability, I don't know.
Well, that's what I think. Like earlier when I was saying that people enable them and they just fix it for them, right? So like, yes, be there for people, but don't do it for them. Like maybe suggest, be like, hey, you know, I see that you forget this. How about you 30 minutes ahead, put a timer and be like, hey, don't forget this, you know, instead of being like, oh, I'll call you 30 minutes before, because then you're overextending yourself to help them. And that's not helping them, because they'll be like, oh, they'll just call me to remind me. Yeah. She'll call me to remind me.
And you get the blame of you don't call them.
Yes. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, that's what that question means.
Have you ever had to set a boundary because of someone else's lack of accountability? Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Recently.
Yeah?
Yeah, with the person who... Yeah. I'm like, no, you got to take a responsibility for things.
Yeah, because it's like, what is it? Something once, shame on me. Yeah, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on me. Yeah.
Fool me once,
shame on you.
Fool me twice, shame on me.
Yes. I promise we know what we're talking about here.
The George Bush one, I'm going to put that one. He butchers it so bad.
But yeah, like it's like, okay, you messed up, and you can only give people so many chances before you're enabling them and allowing them to continue this behavior.
Yes.
Community culture and healing. How does culture or family background shape our views on accountability?
Oh my God.
I feel like that's been the topic this whole conversation.
That's what we've talked about.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Because I'm sure it's hard for, like, because a lot of times in Latino culture, as children, we're raised as to be seen and not heard, right? So that anytime you're objecting to anything the older generation is saying is being seen as shameful and disrespectful. But it's really just having our own autonomy to be like, hey, I am not a child anymore. I can say no. I can set boundaries for myself. And
autonomy is a 4-letter word in our community.
What?
Autonomy is a 4-letter word in the community. A bad word.
Oh, I was like, what? I didn't get it.
It's a bad word. Like, fuck, shit.
Yeah.
Autonomy? Woo, no.
Yeah, like you should be able to be, you're a person. Like you're an adult now.
An individual.
And I don't know that there were certain things that they didn't do, like keeping secrets from like their parents and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like because they didn't want to be shamed. And it's like, we have what am I trying to say here? Like they had it harder than we did in some sense, right? Where it's like, oh, like let's say for instance, drinking, right? They would have never been able to drink in abuelita's house, right? And like our generation, we show up with alcohol. We go to places, right? Like even myself, for instance, at your mom's dry birthday party, I showed up with my own bottle, right? And the table, she asked for a dry birthday party and everybody showed up, right? With alcohol. But like nobody would do that at abuelita's house, right? Because they would be like, oh, hell no. You know, they were scared of her, right? And I just feel like it kind of shaped them to be like, what? You're, you're
saying no.
You're going against the grain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
How can we create safe spaces for people to own their healing without fear of judgment? I think this podcast is that. I think we definitely hold space for people to, like, with using our own journeys and our own lives as examples, to be like, look, we did X, Y, and Z, and it's not okay, but we're saying, like, that bad choices that you make don't have to affect your life, like, forever.
They don't define you.
No, exactly. That's exactly the word I was looking for. Yeah. What would a mentally healthy, accountable community look like to you?
Letting people be individuals without fear of making mistakes.
I agree. Mentally healthy, I definitely think talking about things. Like, that's, keeping secrets is sometimes what leads to people's demise. Like, it eats them alive inside, these secrets. And it's secrets that may not be even their own shame, it's somebody else's shame. Like how we've talked about not talking about what happened to us because what's gonna happen, right? And it's like, no, that happened to us. We had nothing to do with it. Why do we have to keep a secret? It's not our secret to keep. And it just feels like, oh, if you let these things out, you bring shame to the family. And it's like, but I didn't do anything. Why am I keeping shame? They're the one bringing shame.
Yeah, they brought the shame.
And I think mentally healthy in a community is like being able to have these open conversations that we have, right? Making it okay to have these conversations, because Rene and I had a conversation about how I shared with him what happened to me. And then later on in life, it he was able to open up. But it's like, had we not had these conversations, we would have continued life without knowing how many of us there are out there.
We're not just the only ones.
And how many generations this spans. Because I know for sure that the older generations went through shit too.
Yeah.
But they've kept it to themselves, and they've had to deal with it. Like, I can't imagine my life still keeping that secret.
There's no way. Oh, I'd have been dead already.
Yeah. Because it's like, and it's fucked up that we all, can relate, but it feels better when you're open and can tell people, hey, this happened to me too. And then it's like, oh shit. Okay, well, here's what helped me. It's not going to help you 100%, whatever, but here's all the options, right? And then between us three, how many options there are that have helped us get through this and end up on the other side of it. Like, we're still growing daily, but like, had we not talked about it, none of this shit would have been here. Like, none of this podcast wouldn't be here. Like, none of it.
No.
And we wouldn't be having these conversations.
No way. No way.
And I think our conversations, like you said before, it's a safe space here. Other people are like, oh shit, let me open up too.
Yeah. Like, look at how many guests we've had.
When you share your pain, it's definitely like game changer.
Yeah.
Instead of just keeping it balled
humanize
in.
it. We just like,
you're like unburdening yourself. That's the word that my therapist uses a lot, unburdening. And I'm like, that's such a powerful word, right? Because it's a burden that you take on and you're just carrying it around your whole life until you unburden yourself from it. And I'm glad that we have a safe space. Like, we've created a safe space for not only ourselves, but for other people. And like, for the people who have come on to share their stories, like, that speaks volumes, because would they have told their stories or would they have said anything? I don't know, but I'm glad that they felt comfortable and safe enough to come here and do that. Like, I like that we have created that space. It feels nice.
Yeah.
All right. What's one message you want listeners to take away about mental health and accountability?
It doesn't make you a lesser person to accept that something's wrong, that something doesn't feel right, that something is not right. Maybe you don't know what happened, but something doesn't feel right. Go talk to somebody. Go, go get it checked out, because you never know what you're compressing. You don't know what your body can hold. You don't know what your mind can just stuff and stuff and stuff. And it's stuff that it's mind blowing that you would never think, like, there's no way I could go through that. No, bitch, you did go through that, and like things like that it's just like, oh my gosh. And it just makes so much sense. And once you release like I was gonna say rucksack, like the backpack, like, man, and you can help other people, and it's like a high,
I think once you start becoming self-aware and holding yourself accountable, it takes a lot of work to get there in the first place, right? Because you have to admit that you're not wrong, but that you've made a mistake.
Yeah.
But the one thing, like if I had to say one thing about accountability, it's okay to fuck up, and it's okay to be like, I fucked up. How do I move on from here? How do I learn? How do I not make this mistake again? Or how could I better prepare myself? Do I set a timer for 30 minutes before?
Yeah.
Because I know I'm going to forget, right?
Uh-huh.
Accountability is more about preparing and like having a plan. Like what is, okay, I said I was going to do this. I'm going to do this. If I need to wake up earlier, if I need to do this, like, and that's just in basic things in life.
It's like almost like adjusting to what works for you. Like what, what's going to help you to achieve whatever, and whatever works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay to have tough conversations, like like Rene said, the worst they can do is say no.
Yeah.
What about you, Nate?
I would say that accountability, once you start realizing that you did play a part in whatever happened, like not what happened to you, but how you reacted to it.
Yeah.
And how you're going about through life, and maybe not the best way, like the coping mechanisms. That's like the gateway to healing, I believe. Because if you don't admit it, if you don't admit to some things that you played a part in, then you're never gonna get hit that road of healing. You're just not. It's because you're gonna be blaming everybody else. You're gonna be blaming yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like in a negative way, right? And that's how I just see it. That it's the gateway. It's the gateway drug. It's like the gateway to be like, it's one of the biggest things. Accountability.
Yeah.
Like without it, you're gonna just keep going down the same path you're going down.
Yeah.
Right.
Very true. All right. Well, are you guys ready to get deep?
Deep.
All right. Let's do it. All right. You're going to get deeper. Describe the last time you had to defend yourself.
That's a good one for accountability.
Yeah.
Like, were you really the one?
Defend
myself.
Oh, I know when there was an incident with with the family. Somebody a family member got caught in like one of those what is it called, to catch a predator things on Instagram, right? And I was asked not to share the information, which was public, which I didn't go find. And I had to defend myself in a way where, what's the word I'm looking for? Where I felt like it was unfair that they were asking me to hold this information from certain family members, which I wasn't gonna like call the person, like the person that they didn't want to talk to me. They don't want me to talk to you about. But I just felt that it was unfair because I was a victim of sexual abuse.
Yeah.
Like,
you're standing up.
Yeah, so
you're asked to keep somebody else's secret.
Yes, exactly. And I defended myself, and I think I think it was a proper thing to do at the time, and I still think it is. And yeah, that's the last time I think I had to do that for sure.
I'm trying to think.
I'm gonna say when I went to Ross.
Did you punch somebody?
No. They were charging me. It was okay. So the price was $9.99, but they had a sticker, like the purple sticker that's like reduced price. Yeah. So it said $6.99, but it came up to $9.99. And instead of like telling her like, hey, you know, it's wrong, like whatever. I was just like, it's $9.99, whatever. And then I was like, no, it's $6.99, right? So I was like, it's not her money, it's not her, right? So the whole thing was popping in my head, and I was just like, hey, like the tag says that. She's like, oh, that's weird, it didn't ring up. And then she's like, you know what, I don't care, just put it in, whatever. And I was just like, okay, cool. But I was just like, and when I was leaving that, I was like, yeah. You know, because normally I would have just been like, whatever, fuck it, I don't even want to, like, whatever. So I know it's so bad. Whatever. What about you, Candy?
I really would have been like, this shit's a $6.99 right off the bat. Defending myself. Who do I have to defend myself from? I don't know. So I'm gonna tell the story.
Sorry.
This weekend there was a situation that I was in where like somebody was rude to me and I didn't say anything. And somebody else came to my defense and I was like, but then I was like, after I was like, I should have said this. I should have said that, right? But I didn't defend myself. Somebody else defended me, right? But that's where I'm going with this. Because I'm like, okay, because I should have said something, right? And defended myself, but I didn't feel like it was the right time to do that. But I'm glad that somebody else came to my defense to do that because it felt nice. Yeah. I went upstairs and cried later, but
yeah.
It's not funny. It's not funny. No, it's not. But it is. Yeah. But yeah.
But it is.
I know. I'm trying not to laugh as much because then people will be saying that we laugh at the most awkward.
You know what? I asked someone that and they're like, that's what makes the podcast. They're like, because it's not like you guys aren't laughing because you're uncomfortable. You guys are laughing because you guys are funny. You guys are laughing at each other.
Sometimes I think it's because we're uncomfortable. I think at the beginning it definitely was because we were uncomfortable. We've gotten a lot better. But yeah, there's sometimes where it's like, it's okay for us to be silent. Rene can edit it, guys.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, don't forget about 211, dial 211 for local resources. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share and comment. Don't forget to follow us on everything: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. What else? YouTube. Yeah, all of them.
All four of them. Check.
Yes. At Don't You Know I'm Loco podcast. Okay. Our next episode is on identity and mental health. Layers of me. All right. Bye.
Later.
Thank you for joining us. If you are in need of any medical assistance, please contact your local provider. If you are having thoughts of suicide, please call the National Suicide Hotline at 988. In case of emergency, call 911. See you next week as we talk about
the things we're not supposed to talk about.